Saints fans, a sadder episode of Saints TV this week. I mean, we've had some pretty good episodes throughout the year, and we really can't complain. There's been 8 good ones and now 4 bad ones. So, I mean, there's never a bad episode, but we're talking about unfortunate losses. So, we went down to the Brisbane Lions up at the Gabba by the sum of 21 points on the weekend. I'm not overly disappointed about the loss. I think there was a few things that really didn't go our way up there. So, it was a pretty tragic night in terms of the injury front and things like that. But I'm still feeling very optimistic about the season. Boys, I want to hear how you're feeling. Jakey, the Godfather, how you doing?
Yeah, good, Joycey, good. It was a big weekend. We had the second Saints TV disco at the Bentley Social.
That's right. Yeah. Give us a little bit about that firstly. I want to hear about that. Let the people know.
Yeah, no, like the first one, what did we get, Marshy? About 50, you reckon, the first one?
Yeah.
That was against the Crows, and we got a good win there. And this one, I think we hit over 140.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So 90 odd more through the door. It was a full house.
Oh, yeah.
And despite the loss, the vibes were amazing. People chanting, Marshy doing his thing, singing his songs.
Yeah.
And it was only late in the game where things kind of died off a little bit. But for the majority of the time, it was just... That, to me, was the best way to watch that game. Like, it was such good vibes, good food, good drinks, good company, meeting new Sainers that love the channel and the potty as well, and saying some very kind words about it. So, like, I didn't want it to end. I didn't want to go home, boys.
Yeah.
I wanted it to end on, the ultimate, which was just a really gutsy win.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to be. But yeah, like you said, I'm not too worried about the rest of the season. I think with the injuries, we've got players to come in anyway. And the performance was hampered a lot by uncontrollable factors. So you kind of just take it and move on.
Yep. Now, Marshy, when we're out and about, you're usually the live wire of the venue. So I really want to hear your take on Saturday night at the Bentley Social.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
Oh, Joy. Yip, lads and listeners first and foremost. But, concur with what Jakey just said. The vibes. It was easily the most fun loss I've sort of been involved in, and just aside from the turnout and just all the just meeting all these Saints legends, like people I hadn't met before, and there were people that went there by themselves and just made some Saints friends that sort of came up to us throughout the night. It was beautiful. But what really impressed me was the game. It wasn't on our terms for a fair bit of the night, and clearly, the last quarter got away from us. But the behaviour, it was just very mature, because easily when the wheel can fall off and, then people start getting a bit upset. There was none of that. It was just, I think people accepted it for what it was, and it was just fun. Everyone was just in a good mood, and the only thing that was missing was a Saints big W. But, you get that with the big jobs. You can't win them all. And I dare say we'll be back there. Big Sexy and RJ, they loved having everyone come through the doors. And they did note how respectful everyone was. We were loud and respectful. So we're going to tweak it for the next one. I know that there was some obstacles in the way of the projector. Big Sexy owned that. The lights were kind of blocking a bit of the projector. Low. So that won't happen next time. And next time we get in the whole venue.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
If you thought 140 or thereabouts Sainers was a lot.
They're 140 there.
140.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they weren't letting people in because it was so full. And I think, was it you that had to go out and basically say, nah, they were with us, let them in.
Well, yeah, pretty much, just because, there was no more seats in the venue. They put away 90 because, that's sort of what people say. Anyways, and, but yeah, people were happy with it was standing room only.
There we go.
So people were happy to do it and, get in there. So
it's the animal enclosure.
It really was, but, the animals were very well behaved. So it was just, I don't know, I can't talk any more highly about it. It was just, you
just got to go.
It was just so much fun.
Oh, I can't wait to get down to it next time. I'll be there with absolute bells on.
Oh, you'd love it, Joycey.
I would. I'd be getting around it. But yeah, so I was up at the Gabba. I was actually at the game.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so great venue. Love the Gabba. Sat up the top. We were one row from the back, but that feels like sitting on level 2 at the back of level 2 at Marvel. So it's a really great ground to watch footy because you can see everything.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to bend over the rails to see what's going on down below. Like when the footy comes down there, I think it's really well set up that you can see from absolutely everywhere you are. But yeah, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about the game in terms of what it was like on television. Because I'd love to hear that first, and then give almost a rebuttal to what it was like at the ground, because there was a lot of things that you could see at the ground that you wouldn't have been able to see on television.
Well, I'll start that off with we couldn't see anything on the TV at times. So the camera work was so shit.
Oh, shocking!
Yeah.
Like they had like the super zooms, and then they just lost where the ball was. Did you notice that?
I agree,
there's just a few instances like that, but. I don't know. In terms of the game itself, I don't know. I had a couple. So
Yeah.
I'll jump
I'll
in.
leave it to
Jakey,
Jakey
you
boy.
come on in.
He's a responsible one here.
I had a few reds.
Yeah.
But, I thought we started pretty well. I felt like our intensity was pretty high. I thought we were tackling really well, and we weren't quite getting the reward on the scoreboard in the first time. I know they had a few missed chances as well, but I thought we cooked a few chances in the first quarter. We could have been in front, and I think I said that in my post. I said we probably should be in front, and I thought we were going through the corridor a lot. I don't know if that seemed like it at the ground, but it felt like Butler running through the middle. We tried to get as much pace through the middle and not go the wings as much as we probably used to. And I don't know if that was because we've identified that Brisbane's defence was their weakest point in the last month, and we're like, we just got to get it in there quick.
Yeah.
Don't give them time to set up, and let our talls and our smalls do it, because we brought in Butler and Higgins. So
Yeah.
we identified that if King wasn't marking it, at least we had ground ball.
Yeah.
But I don't think we got bang for buck at the ground level.
Yeah.
I think they actually read the ball off the pack really well.
Yeah.
And yeah, that really, as the game went on and we tied and our players went off, I just felt like the more little wins they had like that off a pack, it just meant that they could rebound really well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was pretty similar to what you saw.
At the ground, I've never seen it. I've never seen the way that Brisbane set up.
Yeah.
I've never seen that on an AFL ground. So you're talking about losing the ground ball, and when it comes to ground, they were going to win it every single time, because every single time the ball hit the ground, before the long kick even came in, they read. So they had their midfielders. They had 2 or 3 midfielders, including a winger, clogging the corridor to make sure that we couldn't have that corridor kick, especially when we were getting tired, and that we couldn't get that quick exit through there. We did quite a few times in the first half, hence why we were up at halftime and we had a really good second quarter. They managed to clog that up. And then they used all their players on the skinny side of the ground where the ball was coming down. They had 3 smalls out the front of the pack every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. And it was a set play, and it was like clockwork.
Yeah.
And we weren't able to even that contest. So you're looking at the likes of blokes like McCarthy working up the ground, Zorko,
Rayner, I feel like.
Rayner was there. Yeah, he was there for a lot of ground ball.
He was unreal.
Yeah.
He's getting better every week.
Yeah. So, we said a couple of dangers last week would be Rayner getting into form in the midfield as a big body, and Danaher coming back, and they were the 2 probably most damaging players on the ground, along with Neil having 36 touches. But that setup that they did, we can instantly learn from. Because you can bet your bottom dollar that Essendon's going to try and do it to us this week.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened last year. Remember, we got beaten by Melbourne by a very similar margin, and then we copped Essendon the week after. And they destroyed us with the same tactics that Melbourne used. They just copied and pasted.
Yeah.
So I think that we can learn a lot from that. And I think it's just about evening the numbers up. So
where were our numbers then if they had 3 at the front?
they had
What
3
were
at
we
the front.
doing?
Okay, so you got to think about the players that were there. They identified who Hill was on in the back line, and they went. They were just like, Hill can deal with himself. I'm going to win the ground ball because he's not going to get near it.
Yeah.
So Lincoln McCarthy, great game. 4 shots on goal, kicked 2 goals, 2 for a small forward. That's great.
Yeah.
So he really exposed us in those situations. And as soon as someone else got the ball at their ground level, that's how they created their wave forward.
Yeah.
So GWS used to do it from deep entries and an intercept mark from the likes of Nick Haynes and those kinds of
Davis,
players, and all their midfielders would come in and then swarm out.
Yeah.
Whereas this started a bit sooner.
Yeah.
So this started
more
on the wing.
assertive.
Yeah, exactly. So
Well,
the question is, where do we get the players to counteract that?
is Hill playing in defence like that for the entire game?
That's where I had my
Why
issues.
didn't we move him?
So this is where at the ground you could see when that statement came out that 5 or 6 players were ill before the game. It made me go, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hill had no juice.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of those players and he was getting really, really frustrated with himself. So, it would have been... I thought a move to the wing would have been a good
That's
idea.
what I think. Like, if someone's sick and they're gassed a little bit, like you say, don't put them in the most important, like one of the most important positions on the ground against one of the best small forward lines if not the best in the competition.
Yeah.
Play him at half forward. I thought it was a mistake. I mean, I'm jumping the gun here, but I thought it was a mistake to play all of the smalls that we did because I don't think we got bang for buck with Longy, with Butler and Higgins.
Yeah.
I felt like we
who do you
could've-
think was the best out of those 3?
Probably.
What do you reckon? I thought Butler was... He had
I
his
think
moments.
Butler, yeah.
He was... Like, he said, that run through the middle of the ground. We haven't seen that from Butler in a long time.
Yeah.
That snap in the last quarter, clutch, and got us going a bit. And that's when Kingy had the shot right after that.
Yep.
Big moment in the game. And I thought he chased really hard and created... Like, there were 50-50 contests where he just broke even. And it meant the ball didn't quite come out the back 50 as easily as it could have.
Yeah.
Whereas Higo, I don't think his pressure was quite as good as Butler's. And Long battled hard, but no scoreboard impact.
Yeah.
I think 10 possessions and maybe 2 or 3 tackles. So it's
Yeah.
okay, but against a Brisbane Lions team, you need a bit more. And I feel like Sharman could have been a big difference in this game.
Yes.
In hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Higgins was really good in the first half. He was one of the only small forwards actually pushing back, and he got quite a bit of ball deep in our back line and sort of, did his part from that space, and he had his chances. Same with Butler, but I think Butler kicked 1 goal.
That one at the end.
Yeah, and had some other real good chances and just didn't quite nail it. So, just a classic Butler performance in my,
Humble opinion.
humble opinion. That I guess, and that's why Butler can be so frustrating, because he has moments in the game where he's electric, he's running through. But I reckon that was nearly, I guess, kind of the byproduct of what Brisbane were doing. Like what Joycey was saying is that we were trying to do sort of like what Fremantle did, but there was no one for that kick over the top, because the blokes that should be receiving it, like your Butlers and that, they're the ones that were sending the ball into
Yeah, they were the ones
Yeah.
kicking it in, weren't they?
So
That's a good point.
Our representation by the smalls deep forward was pretty much non-existent for the whole night.
Yeah.
So that killed us. Benny Long, I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the crook boys.
Yeah,
because
that's it.
he looked, his energy wasn't, I'm okay with the possession side of things, but he brings his energy that was not there.
Yeah.
So,
But
but in saying that, the energy, I thought we were switched on from the get-go.
Yeah. We were.
And that was really impressive. Like, that came through clear on the tally, that, with Saints footy, you can tell within 5 minutes which Saints have rocked up to play, and the right ones did, I think. We just ran out of juice. Like, D-Mac was our best on before he,
Yeah, he was brilliant.
His efforts were great. He was one of the only ones, I have to say, that there were some boys out there that the courage have left their head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were wincing a lot. They just didn't want to be touched. And I'm going to put that down to being sick. But when you see blokes like D-Mac go off,
But Owens as well.
and Owens as well,
Throwing his weight around from the bounce.
yeah.
Yeah, he was having a
He
cracking
was
game.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you see your teammates going down for giving it a crack,
Yeah.
You can either make the decision, okay, I'm going to stand in their place and do it for them,
Yeah.
or I'm going to take a step back and
Not
not
get
get hurt. And there was a lot of players stepping back.
There was a little
wanting
bit
to
of
get-
bruise-free football, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a lot of bruise-free football there, and that was what really showed at the ground as well.
Yeah, and that encourages Brisbane to go in even harder because they're like, we're just going to get the ball first because, well, we know the Sainers aren't going to go in and hit hard.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, it just encourages. They'll see, a Rainer will see someone kind of shirk a ball and go, well,
Yeah.
that's going to be the rest of the game. I'm going in hard now because
Yeah.
they're not getting me.
it's kind of that what we saw from Luke Parker to Dylan Shield.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, about a month ago, just like, oh, you're a bit scared, aren't you, mate?
Yeah,
You're a bit,
except
don't want to go
Brisbane
for the ball.
weren't stirring us up about it. They
Yeah,
just got
exactly.
the job done.
They got the job done. Yeah,
I want to hear your thoughts, boys, on Skunk's game because I know that stats-wise he had 20, did not trouble the scoreboard, and you know my opinion on this. I'm slowly getting a bit sick of seeing him in the back line. Just
Yeah.
a little bit. I can't, especially when it's second quarter and we're a goal up or two, whatever it was at the time. I want to see him kick goals, but I don't know. It's starting to upset me a little bit.
It dilutes our effectiveness.
It does.
You know, first and foremost, he's
He's a centre-half forward, isn't he?
now he's our second best forward because he got Maxi.
yeah,
Yeah.
But he's still, you know, if Maxi was to go out, I'd have full faith in Memory being the main man.
yeah.
And he's just not being used like that anymore. And the shots that he does have, he's like sort of like 50.
Yeah, they're not the
You
ones
know,
20 out dead in
There's
front.
none of this going straight up, going in the goal square that we've been so used to seeing over the years. So I'd like the Saints to just go back to that a little bit because that makes us so much more dangerous.
Yeah.
And it brings the Smalls into the game as well because Memory rarely gets outmarked.
Yeah. I don't mind seeing him go back to stem the flow, but
But when that then dilutes into his entire quarters,
yeah,
like,
exactly. I
like, I
don't
think it
like
was
seeing
he's
second
him.
neither
quarter.
here nor there.
Yeah.
Second quarter is there and we're in front. Like, get him in the square with Kingy. Get him. Let's be assertive. Let's break
Yeah.
this game open, not get into defensive mode.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah,
just
exactly.
thought
We
the
went a little
timing
too
was
soon,
wrong.
didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
so-
trigger
Because
early.
you'd love to see, you know, they probably do from the coaches, but say for this quarter, we are not going to Maxi for in between. I know for 10 minutes we're not going to Max, and Maxi will go on his leads and he'll
Yeah.
drag the whole defense with him,
Yeah.
and that leaves a Memory at best a one-on-one, which you beauty, or you know he's on his own.
Yeah.
His man's gone off to the King Parade.
Yeah.
But we don't seem to do that enough.
Yeah. So
Nah.
do you have a, I don't think there's an issue with the way that Memory goes about the
No,
game.
no,
It's just how he's being used.
How he's being used,
Absolutely.
for sure.
I think it's 20 possessions from him on the weekend. I think I said it in my review. I said I'll take 10 and 3 goals. Thank
Yes,
you very much.
yeah.
I'm not up for
You'll take 3 possessions, 3 goals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at King against Adelaide.
Yeah.
7 possessions, 6 goals straight.
Yeah.
Skunk is like more than capable of doing that.
Yeah.
He's a better set shot. Like he's one of our best in our team. Get him 20 out directly in front. He did it against. He could do it with Brucey, but we haven't quite seen that. You know, that balance with Kingy. It's been
Yeah.
more like 80% Kingy, 20% Skunk, whereas Brucey was like 60-40.
Yeah.
Bit more of a balance.
And then it further gets lost in the wash when you got the likes of either a Marshall or a Ryder going in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, I reckon that's in the arsenal. We haven't quite unleashed the secret weapon, but I'd like to think that that's in the kit bag for, you know, in the not too distant future to start using those kind of like I'm talking finals tactics.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe that's why.
I'm kind of thinking with that as well. It's like Marshall and Ryder are going forward to rest.
Yeah.
You know, and is that the stage where we push Kingy up the ground and let them stay as the deepest forward target? That still doesn't help out Membry's case.
No.
So he's barely spending any time in the 50.
Yeah.
You know, he's spending
Well,
so much
what's
time
his-
up the
What's his, I
ground.
want to see his radar if you got that on the
His radar.
AFL app, you know, the heat map.
The heat map.
I'd love to see like
Yeah, it's not in the
base-
50. It's on the wing and on the half forward flank.
Yeah. No, there you
See,
go.
look at that. He's nowhere near goal, Saners. Look at that. That's a great graph there.
Yeah.
So what's the percentages at the bottom? Defensive.
Defensive half 35%, offensive half 65%.
But attacking wise, it's just forward of the wing, not deep enough.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
You want him
There you
on the
go.
receiving end of the entries, not on the. You don't want him sending it in.
Yeah. Whereas Kingy's would be 90% in the 50, right?
Or even if, like, so what you were saying just before, Joycey, with that rest, the rucks are there to rest. Yeah, put King up on the centre half forward, but have Membry deep as well.
Yeah.
And
With
when the
ruck.
ball comes in, they're kicking it to Membry and Marshall and Ryder. They're putting on body. They're creating a little bit of a haven for Membry to have a clear run at it.
That's when we play our best footy, isn't it?
It is. But what shits me is an absolute non-negotiable in my book is for us to have that tall forward setup that we do, but the ball gets bombed in and they just mark it uncontested.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Exactly, and it happened a few times.
Yeah, and it wasn't even their tallest. Like, fair enough if a Harris Andrews is having a day out and he's marking it, but if it's one of their, 6'1" midfielders or defenders that are marking,
Coleman.
you're like Coleman, you're like,
oh yeah,
what is
He
going
killed
on
us.
here? How are we not getting contest here?
He killed us. Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking about him. He's off of half back, and we're like, nothing to worry
Forget
about
him.
there.
Yeah, the cheeky bastard.
Jeez, didn't he have a good game? He killed us off of half back and his intercept marking, so he ended up with 9 marks. And
I'm telling you, I think in hindsight, Sharman should have played.
I think so as well. Having that other target.
And he's moving.
And the good thing about Sharman is that he's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one kind of knows his game.
And that was when we got sucked in a little bit on the weekend, was we're just being too predictable with the footy.
Yeah.
Like the long... If there was a drinking game for
You'd be
every time we went long down the line to King...
Yeah.
You're gone. You're
Yeah.
Marshy. You're Marshy at full time.
Yeah,
Well, that's
exactly.
it. Yeah, you're getting marshied by quarter time. But, positive though, Jimmy Webster, he was unreal.
Yeah.
Good game.
Best game.
Our defence was good.
It was.
Yeah.
We got 60 inside 50s they had. 60. And they ended up with 28 scoring shots.
Yeah.
That's a lot of footy coming in, especially in that last quarter. They were getting bombarded. So
Yeah, Wilkie was great.
Yeah.
There was it Webster, that one-on-one, or was it Paddo? One-on-one
Against
with Cameron.
That was
and
great to
he beat
watch.
him and got the kick out. I was
Yeah.
like, this
That
defence
pattern.
is as good as it's ever been. We're on here.
Yeah.
The defence did what it does every week. I think it was sheer numbers.
Yeah.
Like the amount of shots that they got.
The damn wall's going to break.
Yeah.
If that's what... And the Gabba is small ground, so it's just going to be living inside the 50 more often than not compared to other sort of
Yeah,
grounds.
that's exactly right. Boys, I want to talk about
Yep.
one thing before we go into a bit of a break. Our wingers on the weekend, they got really, really exposed. I mean, D-Mac going off.
D-Mac going off. That
was huge.
That threw out the wing.
Yeah, so he's our most physical player on the wing. Mason Wood had a shocker. That's the worst game of football I think I've seen from a winger. His first 6 touches were all turnovers. And that's where they got a lot of scoring chains off. So he ended up with 44% efficiency for the game, which is just atrocious from a winger. And didn't want to be involved. So I'm putting that down to he was sick. So I'm going to give him an out.
Do you reckon it would have been good for, say, Rats and the presser to come out and just say these blokes were sick? Because
I think Rats is a bit too proud for that.
Yeah.
Well, most coaches are anyway.
But at the
aren't
same time, he definitely seems like the guy that kind of protects his players.
Yeah.
Because, if he comes out straight away and says, this bloke, if there was only 6...
Name them, actually. Name them.
Name the players that were sick.
Yeah.
Because then you're not getting the dickheads online that have just been absolutely frothing for Bradley to have a quiet game.
He's had a brilliant month of football.
He's had a brilliant year.
Yeah, brilliant year.
Yeah.
Good point,
And you got dickheads out there that are just like... I honestly believe they only watch Saints footy to just wait until one of these players have an off game and then they just come out with the pitchforks. It's
shocking.
So I would have liked to have seen...
He was gassed.
He was, and so I would have liked to have seen Rats just come out rather than it sort of being like a leaked kind of thing to SEN. Just come out and say it. Look, we had these players, and that shines such a different light on the game because you go, fuck, all right, if that's true, and what happened on field with our injuries coupled with that makes that performance so much more palatable and, gives you great confidence going forward.
Yeah, and they were on their deck coming off a loss.
Oh, yeah.
As close to full strength as they've been in a long time.
And I've got to say, coach-wise, though, I thought, how we set up like Fremantle did, I think that's a little bit ignorant.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a little bit ignorant not to think that Brisbane will fix that up. So I think
that's what they would have been training all week.
that's exactly right.
When you have
yeah.
a shit game or
yeah.
whatever, that's the area that you're focusing on for the week.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Well,
So,
isn't
yeah.
that the same as the Melbourne game, though? We're focusing so much on the opposition and other teams doing well against them. Just play Saints footy. I don't
Yeah.
get...
Use parts, but
Use parts, but like, to look at Fremantle and go, well, we're just going to copy that blueprint, brilliant. Why are you not just saying to the boys, like, fuck Fremantle, like, they're good. They
Yeah.
got the job done.
Like,
we can get the job
yeah.
done in our own way.
Like, these things worked well for them, but so we might put a pinch of that into it, but
Yeah.
ultimately our system, we're backing it.
Because
Yeah.
most of the things that Fremantle do well that beat Brisbane on our day, we do very well anyway. And we
Yeah.
did that against Fremantle and beat them.
yeah.
You know, we play fast. We
Yeah.
go at the back when we're at our best. So,
This was leading into a question I was going to ask about Wanganeen Malira. Rested,
after
I
a
think,
bye,
after a bye. He had a calf or Achilles issue a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or earlier on in the season and came off and then went back on. I think it might be hindering him because as to why he wasn't playing on a fast deck like the Gabba when we needed someone like him with his silky skills and his aerial
That
prowess.
was tailored for him, that game.
That was, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
and he's doing sprints after the game. I saw that.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was doing on the Gabba doing
He was-
sprints,
yeah, came
like
out.
run throughs.
He
or
was
whatever.
getting his calf, I think, worked a bit on late in the North game. I
Yeah.
remember he was on the bench for a lot of that last quarter.
Yeah.
Getting massaged. So I think he was still sore from that.
feeling the effects of
Yeah.
that.
'Cause I think it was it the Richmond game where he sort of got clipped in the leg.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that-
it was. Yeah, it was behind ball. It was McIntosh landed on him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
On his
Yeah.
ankle.
So
Yeah.
I reckon, I think he could be right. Joycey. He's probably lingered a little bit, but
Yeah,
Coming
hopefully
this
he
week.
comes back against Essendon. That'd be
Yeah.
huge.
show Essendon what a real Wanganeen looks like.
Oh,
Nasty.
cool.
Love it. Alrighty, well, we'll have a bit of a break now and we'll go into some Jakey's Junk Mail.
Let's do it.
Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail.
Jakey boy. Cheer us up. Cheer us up with a bit of Jake's Junk
Oh,
Mail.
no
please.
pressure there, is there?
Well, it's not really up to you, is
No,
it?
it's up to the listeners.
It's up to the, it's up
And
to
the
the listeners.
curation as well.
Yeah, the curation.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Have
Yeah.
I
Let's see what
picked
Hayley
the ones that
Watson's
I
got.
like?
Yeah.
on,
Bloody
Hayley.
Hayley.
All right. This one is from good old Lewis. And he says, hey, boys. Wanted
Lewis.
Hey, Louie.
to send this in early and is more of a statement than a question. We've kind of already talked about this. I've been reading the comments after the Brisbane loss, and frankly, the way some supporters have reacted and what they are saying is frankly disgusting. I understand we are starved for success, but the way they are attacking players, particularly Brad Hill, who, yes, didn't have a good game, who also are quick to forget that he has been one of our better players in the past 2 months, is extremely embarrassing. I expect more out of us as a whole, especially when leading into Spud's round, where the way they are talking can really
100%.
damage someone's mental health. I'll always love this club and follow them until the end. I just expect and want better from our supporters, whose passion is never questioned, but is letting it dictate their emotions to an unhealthy degree.
Yeah. I'll
very
say
well
this.
said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well said. I'll say this first, though. We are lucky as a football club. We are really lucky to have the supporters that we have.
Yeah.
So, you know, you meet any Sainer out and about. I was at the Gabba. I met a couple of blokes. We'll talk about that soon. All Saints supporters, all lovely people, right? They just love getting around the footy. We're not here because we're a team that has been successful and we've tasted the sweet taste, you know,
Yeah.
the sweetness of a premiership. Okay, we're here as a collective and we're here to be together and really those losses and those kind of games, we all get around each other. And that's exactly what would have happened at the Bentley Social. So don't let these dickheads on social media
Yeah,
make the noise.
that's right.
You know?
Yeah.
Outdo them. I was at the game and the Brisbane fans were booing the Saints off, but it was
At full time?
at halftime.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Saints supporters were down near the cheer squad end, and we outdid them. The
Yeah.
boos were drowned. by cheers.
Yeah.
So we are vocal supporters. So when it comes to social media, go and bat for him.
Yeah.
You know, really stick up for him. Really go, well, actually, you know, he might have been one of the players that was down with illness. He's been one of our best players, as he said, over the past 2 months. So what? He's had a bad game.
Yeah.
Kingy kicked 2 goals, 3. No one's down his throat. He missed a set shot to put us in front. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's just a matter of it was one game. It was one game against a very good side and a very well coached side.
Yeah. People lose perspective pretty quickly.
Oh,
I
very.
reckon.
Yeah.
Even the opposition, I heard some stories of the Saints fans trying to get back on the buses after the game, and the Brisbane fans were just giving it to them, saying, "Step aside, let us on first. You guys can wait because your team's shit."
Oh, really?
yeah, like
because I had
fully-
the opposite when I got on the bus.
Yeah?
After the
Ah,
game.
I had a guy
Like,
message
we even
about
had
it.
some bloke that was off his rocker. He was like, bloody Saints. Good game. Good bloody game.
Was
Good bloody game.
it Robbo?
Yeah, Rob, Jared, it was a good game, but just Saints secured up.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, Robbo.
Yeah, he was off his rocker, but he was still respectful for the fact that the opposition were there.
Yeah.
You know, so and we never get stuck in. We never boo off a side unless it's been a real
Well,
hostile
this is
game.
Geelong, yeah.
But we don't boo them off.
Nah.
You know, we cheer St Kilda and then
We've got shit to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
Alrighty, this one's from Harry. Hey Jake, love the potty and have an interesting junk mail for you boys. Here we go. So you may know that Liverpool fans have recently been singing the song One Kiss. Does anyone know that song?
One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love.
Cool.
Is that
So that's
one?
the one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Calvin
Dua
Harris and Dua
Lipa.
Lipa.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Dua Lipa. She's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We all vote.
Yeah.
That's unanimous.
And thought there was a potential for a Saints version. I'd go with something like One King is all it takes, falling in love with Max, possibilities, he looks like all you need. Would be a huge chant walking back from the stadium after he bags 5 and we win.
Yeah, good shout.
Do you reckon that can work?
Yeah, put it down. That's 2023 editions.
Yeah, I'm getting a few.
There's because the King, he's got like a catalogue of tunes.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, I like that.
cool. This one is from, I hate this, when the phone just kind of like, it doesn't show the name. Oh, there you go. Ian, I think. Well, they're spelt differently.
Is it spelled like E?
Eoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Ian,
cool.
Yeah.
Hi, Jake. Based on the games we've struggled in this year, I've got a 3-parter for the potty. So
Ooh, triple
just sink
header.
into the seats there, warm them up.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree to the following? We'll just keep it simple here. Number 1, while our backline is generally solid, not having a Caulfield Highmore type intercept playing is what's creating the need for Membry to go down back and fill that role when we are under the pump.
Yeah,
Agree
good call.
or disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
Agree or disagree? If Highmore
yeah,
plays on
agree.
Saturday night, is
Yeah,
Membry
agree.
going back? Probably not.
Yeah, agree.
I agree with that as well.
We didn't touch on him, but Josh Battle, he was unreal.
It was a great game.
He was
very
so
marks.
good.
Yeah.
God, hasn't he built into a good defender
Yeah.
He
throughout
has.
this season? Yeah.
And just because of the way that they structured up, they were very tall.
Yeah.
That's probably the tallest team we've played this year. And I think
And it was so funny after, like in the last quarter when Zorko went off, their sub was another ruckman.
yeah.
I was like, that's clever thinking by Brisbane, isn't it?
Just stretch it even more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Number 2, having Butler and Long on the ground as non-scoring pressure forwards is allowing the extra man or 2 on the King contest, and one of them should be replaced by another tall target like Sharman to create space for King to lead. Agree or disagree?
Well, yeah. I don't mind that because if you want to be a small forward in our team, you need to represent, like, the most basic thing is getting at the feet of the crumbs. There was no crumbs.
Nah.
Yeah.
Was it 1 goal? It was 2 goals between the 3 smalls.
Yeah, I was going to say I disagree, but none of them are in form.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue. It's like, you know, where Jack Higgins was in form at the start of the year, you don't bat an eyelid at whether Butler or Long are, you know,
you don't
kicking
notice
goals.
it, do you?
Yeah, as long as Jack Higgins is kicking 4 or 5.
Yeah,
But
that's
that-
right. If one of them lifts,
Yeah.
and you know,
Leaves a bit too much for Higo to do on his own, though, in my eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 3, strategic changes for next week could be push Hill up to fill Wood's spot, Sinks in the middle for D-Mac, and put Clark into place Sinks' role off halfback.
I like that.
I'd be putting Clark on the wing
Yep.
And I'd be leaving Sinks at
Sinks
halfback.
at halfback.
Yeah.
And who goes in the guts if Jones doesn't play?
Oh, it's
Billings.
Billings. Yeah.
Billings in the guts.
Yeah.
All right.
We need a left footer in there. Can I say that?
Yeah,
The
true.
amount of
Yeah.
times we get trapped, we didn't get a clean entrance into the forward line until
Sebastian.
the last quarter.
Yeah,
Sebastian did one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in that last quarter as well, Leanett came in off the line on the wing and put a long ball in where Kingy marked it and missed from 50 out, which was a massive kick, can I say? He put that 10 rows back and he kicked it from a metre outside 50.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But we didn't have any damaging entries, whereas they did.
Yeah.
You know, they're able to get through a pack and get that 10 metres clear and put it into the forward 50, where we're always getting blocked on the offensive side. So I think we really need to do some hard work in our midfield to try and work out how do we free our teammates up to make sure that they can get a clear run. Because
Yeah.
we haven't had a clear run out of the centre in a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one's from Simon. Hey, lads. Simon says, name your top 6 players and bottom 6 of our best 22. And then there's another part to that question, but I'll...
Top 6.
Top 6 and bottom 6.
Oh, King, Crouch. Oh,
Steele,
Dukes,
obviously.
Wilkie. And Steele.
And Steele.
Steele and...
Higgins? No, Gresh? Did you say Gresh?
Gresh.
I'd say Gresh.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Gresh.
And bottom 6
Oh,
of our current 22, not of the
Bottom
whole
6 of
list.
our current 22.
So based on the weekend.
Long,
Wood,
Windhager.
Windhager,
all the young kids then, hey,
Yeah.
Owens.
Owens, but I'm not putting Nasir in there.
Nah, he's better than that. Would Butler be bottom 6?
Yeah,
yeah,
bottom.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Butler.
he's in our
That's
bottom 6 at
5.
the moment.
One more. It's good that it's a
tough.
struggle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really tough. I don't know.
Would it be one of the like Pato or something or nah?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Pato, but
Yeah.
he was bloody good on the weekend.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
hard. And then continuing on from that.
But you know what's promising about that is the
Yeah.
amount of blokes that worked themselves out of that bottom 6.
yeah,
You know,
now
like a D-Mac.
they're in that.
D-Mac,
probably
Seb's worked himself out of
top
that
10,
bottom
top
6.
15.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then secondly, this one's from Marshy, for Marshy, not from Marshy.
Yeah.
As you're always having a crack at Jake's sneaker game, which sneakers would you recommend for Jake? I reckon a pair of Air Jordan 1 mid-band for the Godfather. I don't even know what they are.
No. That's
Not
that's
my
far
take.
too straight for Jakey. But
You had some in mind, didn't you?
yeah, I was going to bring him today. I'm spewing because that would have tied in nicely to that. The Timberland Chucker mids. So I bought them for myself, and unfortunately, I've got my left foot's pretty cooked, so it just doesn't. They kill me wearing them. It's like high heels, but I reckon I reckon they're for you, Godfather.
Yeah, for the disco?
Yeah, for the disco, for buddy just stomping around the mean streets of Hughesdale or Oakley.
Yep.
I'll bring Huntingdale. You are, aren't you?
Don't give it away, come
Oh,
on.
jeez, yeah. don't go to Huntingdale. You want to see
Someone at
the
Chatty,
Godfather?
going to, not Chatty, Southland, Westfield yesterday.
Yeah.
I was going into the bathroom, a bloke comes out like, up the Sainers.
Brilliant.
Like, fucking hell.
Find a lot of Saints supporters down that
So good,
baseline
yeah.
area.
So next, stay tuned. Next week we'll get him on the camera.
Timberlands?
We'll do the
The old-
catwalk.
Yep. This one's from Kieran. Top 3 food or cuisines? So,
Oh, that's easy for me. Yeah.
Top 3?
So, number 1, I had one last night. Love it. Curry
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
is my number 1.
Yep. Well, I want some tonight, actually. Yeah.
So, Indian. Oh, I've got to go Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Peri peri chicken.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nando's?
Nando. Oh, I'm a slut for Nando's.
Yeah.
And then Italian.
Yeah, you got to go to the
Yeah.
pizza, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Jeez.
Who are you?
Oh, that's diverse, Joycey. Italian, Mexican, and then I'll round it off with some succulent Chinese meal. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Get your hands off my penis.
I'm just my penis.
Number 1 for me is probably Greek.
Yeah.
Followed by
You're in a good place for
Greek,
it, mate.
followed
Round
by-
Oh,
up.
jeez, mamma mia. All the Italians, they've just fallen off their stool.
Yeah.
My AR mate, she cooks some mean Greek food. So Greek, Indian, and then I'd say Mexican's probably third.
Nice
Do love
one.
some good
Yeah.
Mexican. Jake is asking, do we have the depth to beat top sides without our best 22 on the park?
It's a good question.
I would say, I'll just say yes to that, because if we hadn't got injuries on the weekend, we would have been in that game up to our eyeballs.
Yeah.
With no illness as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I think we would have won.
Oh,
Had things gone right, that was the week. Yeah,
we were on.
Yeah, we were absolutely.
They were
switched
shitting
on.
their pants. Brisbane don't usually shit their pants, but they were, especially in that first half.
Oh yeah. And usually we're able to run out games better than we did, and that's because we only had one on the bench essentially.
And I thought we still we looked gassed, but we were still pushing.
We were still trying
Years
hard.
gone by.
Yeah.
We didn't drop the head.
That would have been a 50-point loss based on those factors
Yeah.
a year ago. But we're so much fitter that even though we were gassed, being gassed in 2022
I think we're
versus
so much,
21.
so much more sound mentally. I think that
And
comes
structure
from.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having a good structure means that if you're gassed, behind the ball, you set up anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought we did that well.
We maintained our composure.
Muscle
Yeah.
memory. Yeah.
Isaac is asking predictions for our next 5 tough games.
Oh. All right. So we got Sydney. So we still got to beat Essendon.
Yeah, let's just go next 5. I think they're all tough, to be honest.
It is Spud's game, but we just traditionally don't do well with our marquee games. So
Friday night as well.
Friday night. So yeah, that's a tough game. Essendon, they're so shit, but I don't understand why they're so shit. They're like us last year.
Yeah.
They've got a list. They've got a pretty decent.
Yeah.
I think they've got a decent list.
Yeah. Their defense is where they fall down really hard in
I
defence.
suppose they're
Their forward's not great.
And the mids are good, but they're unaccountable. You get them the other way pretty easily. So let's go.
Yeah, I reckon we're beating Essendon.
Essendon, then we've got Sydney and Sydney.
Oof, that's a toughie.
I reckon we'll do well at
Yeah.
the SCG. Sydney, for some reason, suck at the SCG.
Yeah,
Yep.
true. Well, we nearly beat them there last year, didn't we?
Yeah. That was the
Higgins game.
Yeah, the
Higgins
Higgins
game.
game.
Then we've got Carlton on the Friday night.
Oh, we're rolling Carlton. I still don't reckon they're good.
I think
Yeah.
that's the game. That's the line in the sand type game where it's like they're probably in the top 4 at that point.
Yeah.
And we're not because of the fact they won on the weekend and we didn't.
Yeah.
It's like one game separating us.
And who are they going to put on the king?
Yeah, well, they don't have
Who
anyone.
are they putting on the
They're
king?
going to put Harry Mackay on. They're going to do a Favola on G Train.
Oh, good.
Mackay on the king.
Yeah, so all right, so I've got us.
Won't
I-
happen.
I reckon we're
De Koning.
beating Essendon. I reckon we're beating
From the ruck, you reckon?
beating Carlton.
Follow
got
his
the height.
brother.
I reckon we're going to lose against. I don't reckon we'll lose, but I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to Sydney.
Yeah.
Then we've got Fremantle after Carlton.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
And that's
in
at
Melbourne.
Marvel.
That's
Yeah.
at
Can
Marvel.
I say this? Brisbane have turned the Gabba into an absolute fortress.
Yeah, 23 out of 24 out of
26 now, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. They bully sides there.
Yeah.
They really bully sides there. Let's do the same thing at Marvel, because we did that during the 2000s. We turned Marvel, or it was Etihad at that stage, or Telstra Dome, whatever, into an absolute fortress.
Yeah.
You were not getting an easy game against the Saints there, and you were not coming out a winner.
Yeah. Well,
And we kind of built that this year, haven't we?
We
Because
have.
last year, that was one of my biggest concerns coming into this year, was that we've just lost that ability to play at Marvel.
Yeah.
But take that Collingwood game, I think we've won every
we've
other
won
game.
4 out of 5.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
And if we do, like if you say it's a fortress, we've got 7 left for the year.
Yeah.
If we win all them, that's 15 wins, and that's probably top
4.
Yeah.
Just winning in Marvel.
Yeah.
Just winning those
That's
games.
it. Turn it into a fortress.
Yeah. Because we play Sydney there twice. We play Sydney twice, and one of them's at Marvel.
Marvel.
And
yeah.
Brisbane,
And Brisbane there
they're
again.
getting such a smack on the bum when they come down here.
Yeah. And we've got to play the Bulldogs, don't forget.
Yeah, so
That's
Bulldogs
within the next
Friday night
5.
after Fremantle.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
That's a big game. That's a point to prove game, because last time we came up against them, they beat us by
Surely that
111
goes
points.
into the match preview.
Yeah.
And make the boys watch
That
that
3
game.
week,
Yeah.
that 4 week stretch of Sydney, Carlton, Fremantle, Dogs is the most important stretch of the year.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they're all going to be 5th, 6th, 7th,
Yeah.
and 4th at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That'll shape the ladder.
It's a big boy month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep. So that's Isaac's question, and then this one we've kind of talked about, so I'll kind of skip over it. We've got Lucky Last. I think it's your mate, Joycey. Do you want to have a chat about your mate from the Gabba?
Oh, yeah. So what did he send in?
So James sent in, "Hey boys, love the pod. First time junkie, long time listener. Had the pleasure of meeting Joycey and Joycey Senior on the weekend. If we have a game in Cairns next year, I'll have to take you boys whitewater rafting with Raging Thunder. Sounds
Is that at
That's the
Kazali
company.
Stadium?
Yeah, well, that's
Question: do you think Jack Sinclair will pole high in the Brownlow? And what can we do about the long bombs to Max King? It's not working. Brisbane could clearly execute inside 50 kicks where we didn't. And I think this is an old tradition of Saints footy. What can we do about it? Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah. I reckon Sinclair will poll really well in the Brownlow.
20 plus?
I don't know if he'll go in the 10 to 20 mark. It's his first really good season. So I think he'll probably poll highest for us.
Yeah.
Either him or Crouchy.
Unless Steely goes berserk for the last 6-7 weeks when he comes in. Because he could easily do that.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Steele's probably on, 8 or 9 votes anyway now.
Yeah.
With missing 4 or 5 weeks already.
Yeah, maybe.
So he could easily finish with another 10 to 12 votes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But in terms of the long bomb, I mean, we've talked about it week in, week out. That, you know, that's where you can really see sides go, okay, it's time to go bunter on the Saints.
Yeah.
Because they're long bombing.
Oh, they'd be licking their lips when we start doing that.
Absolutely. So it's just a matter of forward movement and bringing the likes of Cooper Sharman back in to the forward line and getting that real movement going and getting those passages where you're seeing those small forwards do those little leads and little chip kicks rather than the long bombs up the wing. It's like, you got to move it a bit quicker and you got to be prepared to run a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's just doing the right type of running, like not running deep into 50, but doing those short little cutback leads in where you're only putting on a 10-metre lead, but it's enough to be a target.
Yeah.
So rather than trying to be a target when the ball hits the ground, be a target to the ball carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just got to take that responsibility upon your shoulders to be like, okay, I'm going to be the one that leads in here so I can create the hole there, and if the hole doesn't get taken, you can kick into there. But if not, I'm the next target, and then we'll keep working it out from there. Yeah. It's like piecing together a puzzle rather than just
because there is a time to go long and bomb to the king when if he is one out, you beauty. But too often he's just got 3 blokes on him.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work.
Yeah, you got to have some game awareness. Like Friday night, if we're bombing to King, you back him to have a pretty big day. Like you got to look at the defense too of the opposition and go, well, are they going to be smart enough to leave a man and go? But when are we better? King? Yeah, we're better when we're using the ball. We're kicking it around a bit more.
So why not just do that?
Yeah,
So it's like why take the easy option?
I think it's when we're on top and you got that momentum behind you. You got a bit of steam up, going for the club, and you just want to get it into the king.
Yeah,
some quick goals.
But that's the thing. It's about
carried away.
We get carried away.
We've got to be composed.
Yeah,
isn't that what it takes? More composure, you reckon?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, anyway,
there's James.
I'd love to go whitewater rafting. I've never been.
Nah, neither.
So is Jimmy from Cairns?
Yeah, so Jimmy's up from Cairns. He's in Brisbane at the moment because he's a fiery, so he's in his training at the moment. But lovely guy. So thanks for the message, Jimmy. It was good to catch up at half time. But it gave us a great offer if we're heading up to Cairns next year. He was like, yeah, come on up and we'll sort you out with some whitewater rafting. And I think that he wanted to sort out the Saints fans with a bit of a discount if you're ever heading up there as well.
Well, we've actually got a crew of Sainers there at the moment.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get the details and I'll pass it on to them. And if they want to go rafting this week...
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. Yeah, so he also said something I think very valuable about the podcast. He said, look, I don't have any mates that are Saints supporters. They're all Collingwood or Essendon or, all the big clubs. Yeah, exactly. But... I think that we all come from a place like that too. I think we all come from a place where I don't have any mates that are Saints supporters. You know?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So you might be one of the lucky ones where you've got a few.
Yeah,
that's how you base your friendships.
Well, yeah, true. No, I've got quite a few Sainers because we're sort of like, I don't know. Yeah, just by happenstance. Yeah, quite a few Saints mates falling out of my pocket. So,
there you go.
Not many Sainers in your crew.
No, and. No Sainers in your crew either.
There's one.
You got Judge Jaden.
Got Jaden and got my mate Paul.
Yeah.
2 Sainers there.
Yeah.
But the rest, like Geelong, Brisbane, like Murray and Ben and that, like that.
Yeah. And my immediate group, none.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm the only one in the boys group in Facebook that goes for the Sainers. So it can be quite lonely in there at times, but. he was talking about that, you know, he grew up in Gippsland, didn't have any Saints mates or anything like that, but he was like, the best thing is I moved up to Cairns and I'm doing the whitewater rafting and everything like that, but, you know, you guys are my Saints mates.
Oh, that's
You know,
nice.
so he's like, I tune in every week. I'm not a massive follower of the football and not as into it as you guys, but I listen to you guys chat about it every week because it's just nice to hear mates talking about Saints footy.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're out there and you don't have any mates that are Saints supporters, it's nice to know that, you know, people are listening to us chat about the Saints because there is that companionship there. And that's
Yeah.
what this club is all about. It's like there's not a lot of us, but when we're together, shit, we're all a loyal bunch.
Well, yeah, and that's what really stuck out to me from going back again to the Saints TV disco at the social.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so nice, just seeing, like, in a non-football environment, like, you know, just full of red, white, and black, and everyone just mingling, like, you know.
Yeah.
It was pretty choice. Like, you know, you had older people talking to really young people, and just all different walks of life.
Yeah.
That were all wearing the same colours. That's what Saints footy is.
Yeah, exactly. So Saints TV, Jakey, great job.
Yeah, on you, Jakey
Yeah,
boy.
he said big kudos to you, and that's from us as well. So big kudos for creating Saints TV and a community where we can all just get together and have a chat. So spot on. So thanks for those kind words, James.
Yeah, there you go.
Alrighty. Well, moving on. Essendon, Friday night.
Spud's game.
Spud's game
Here we
at
go.
Marvel.
Can I
Boys.
just kick off with a prediction?
Yeah.
We are, end of the first quarter, we are up by 45 points.
Stop doing this, Marshy. Do you know how
Never.
many hate comments I get for some of the predictions? Even
Yeah, of course.
Tell Marshy to pull his head in. King's not kicking 10.
Oh,
Well, he might kick 10, actually. Yeah, is that your prediction?
Yeah, we'll kick
8 in the first?
8 in the first. No. Let's be real, Jakey boy. 45 point Saners are up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're too good for that shit.
Yeah.
This is a game where we've just got to just put them to bed. Put them away early. This is like the North game a little bit for me.
Yeah.
We lost. I know we were on the back of 2 wins in a row against North, but you just got to get the job done against these teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
This needs to be one. They're a bottom 4 team. And they're a bottom 4 team for a reason. They
Yeah.
don't have any bookends.
Did you watch the Carlton Essendon game, by the way, boys?
Yeah.
So I watched a bit of the replay
Oh, they were
before our
putrid.
game. I didn't think Carlton were that good, but
Yeah.
Essendon were struggling.
Yeah.
My goodness.
They actually played like we did in the last 10 minutes of the game. Like, they
Yeah.
were just out on their
From-
feet.
from the first bounce.
the first bounce.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They're not fit. They're exactly like what we were last year.
Yeah.
You know, played finals the year before, expecting a lot, and then just come in and just the arse has fallen out.
Yeah.
And no, they're not fit. They're not good. They're, like, you got 2 metre Peter. You may as well call him 2 centimetre Peter.
Oh,
He's soft. Like,
Yeah.
I know that's a harsh thing to say, but he doesn't play like a 2 metre person.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so I reckon he's going to get towed up.
I
He
think
could kick 5.
Yeah, he could kick 5.
Now, look, credit where credit's due. He did have a good season last year when Essendon was running on top of the ground. So he's been a bit stiff this year, but you just don't want him to come into form during this game. So don't jinx it.
I just, if you can't tell, I hate Essendon.
Oh, yeah?
Because, like, going back to what you said before, Joycey, in terms of mates who they follow football, there was a heavy Essendon amongst that.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick a rival, it would definitely be Essendon.
Yep.
And they're very obnoxious Essendon supporters that, you know.
They are, yeah.
They're still carrying the, maybe not so much these days, but the badge of 2000s.
Yes, yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so-
Being like the best home and
James
away
Head.
side. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Also, just quickly, camera angle. Joycey wanted to get a bit closer.
yeah, I did.
So
I
getting a
was
bit cold
feeling a
over
little
there.
bit lonely and a little bit cold, so I thought I'd come over and join the party. One of the cameras went flat, so
Yeah.
we've rearranged. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think the biggest challenge will be the midfield. You know, the likes of Parrish and Merritt and Draper.
Shield.
Draper's a gun.
Yeah.
Draper is a gun. He's a hard runner. So, and yeah, Dylan Shield as well. He'll pop up. So it's just a matter of winning that first ball. You know, the centre clearances, we really need to work on that because we haven't been great at that over the past few weeks, especially with the lack of steel in there. So you just don't want to see him get on top in that section.
No, I think would that be our biggest worry for the game? Is the midfield, or should we not be worried at all?
Look, I don't think it should be a concern, but let it be a concern during the week. You know what I'm saying? So let it be a concern enough during the week to go, okay, well, if this does start to happen, what is our plan? You know, they jumped us last year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they jumped us for the whole bloody game.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. So,
That should be in the back of our minds.
oh, absolutely.
As well.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, we've got the defensive structures to take care of them.
They don't have the dangerous smalls that we've had to deal with, so our smalls can probably be a bit more assertive off
Yeah.
the ball and run.
And Tipper's gone as well. He always used to tear
Tipper's
us up.
gone, and yeah, you're right. He's been the Robbie Gray.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah,
for
he
the
loves-
Bombers.
he
He
loves
loves
playing
bobbing up,
against us.
kicking four.
Yeah.
They've only got really the one notable tool that could challenge us in the air, and I think
Yeah.
Dukes is prime for that.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he's 2 metres tall anyway, isn't he, Dukes?
Yes,
He's over
yeah, he
200,
is.
So if you
Yeah.
get that, and then they've got no matchup for the King.
Yeah.
So I think, we just got to play our...
I just want to see our small forwards have a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That'd
get
be
on the
nice.
scoreboard.
Even if it's not Higgins, I'd rather Higgins kick 1 and Butler kick 5. We just need Butler
Yeah.
to hit some form.
Yeah,
Because I know
absolutely.
Higo's going to have those games anyway.
Yeah.
We just need him to get on a roll.
Yeah.
It's a good game to
do you
it.
think that it was a little bit premature just going back to the Brisbane game by bringing in Higgins off the back of no footy for a month?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was a little underprepared, but he'll take that in his stride, and he knows how he performed on the weekend.
for
So
sure.
I think he'll come out and have a really strong game, and he'll be the one to kick you 4, I think.
Well, he bounces back really well off.
He does.
Like he had the concussions earlier in the year, and then he plays, kicks 4,
Yeah.
goes down again, kicks 3 or 4 the
Yeah,
next game.
off the back of the Missy Higgins game from last year.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, he
Second half
came
of
out and
that
kicked
year.
5. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's been in career best form this season. It's just been unfortunate he's copped those injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, he's been unreal. But
yeah,
a concern for me, though, is that this will probably be our most unsettled team because of the forced changes and whoever may not have pulled up so well because there's
Yeah.
a few, underdone.
yeah,
So I'm just, that synergy that we've had for most of the season, I think that's probably going to be one of our biggest challenges to overcome early in the piece.
yeah, definitely. You're just hoping that, you know, what we did work on over the pre-season and bringing everyone together
Yeah.
and what we've seen throughout the first part of this season does carry on because it's very typical of a team to come out after the bye and just completely have the wheels ripped off.
Yeah, we forget that too, that the record of teams after a bye is not great
Yeah.
to win.
Yes,
And
exactly.
we're coming, off a bye. Players were sick, copped a few injuries, away from home, playing top 2 team on the rebound.
Yeah.
Like, that all led to this would have been a very, very impressive win.
Oh, very
But
impressive win.
yeah, just
and it was only 21 points.
Didn't quite come at the right time.
Yeah. Just remind yourselves, it was only 21 points. It
it's
could have
not
been a lot worse.
It wasn't the Melbourne game, if Saners think that. Like, Melbourne was done at quarter time. This was done with about 4 minutes to go.
Yes, exactly.
Big difference.
Yeah, massive difference.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just hope that we come out with a massive win, a percentage boost, and really show the AFL that we are a finals ready side.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it after the Lions game, and I was like, 04-05, we had those sort of losses,
Yeah.
but we would always bury the team back at Docklands the next week. The team that, like, if we're favourites in 04-05, we flog teams.
yeah.
We just got to do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're not going to be talking about the Brisbane loss in a week's time.
Yeah, correct. That'll just go down as
It'll
a loss
just-
to a top
it'll
2
just be,
team.
oh, we lost, and then we
yeah.
bounce back.
Oh, we lost to the side that's number 1 and we lost to the side that's number 2.
Wow.
Great. That's kind of what's meant to happen, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not an upset win like the Port Adelaide one. So, yeah. Boys, predictions. And then,
He's already given his 2 cents on that.
yeah, what do you reckon, Jake?
I always go to King on this one, but I'm going to go Clark 25 plus. I think he's going to come in and have an instant impact.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going Sinks to get 40 disposals.
40. 3 votes.
They're not going to man up on him. He's going to just run. He's going to play it on his own.
Yeah.
Well,
His own
he's
football.
kind of like a real untaggable player.
He is,
Yeah.
isn't he? Yeah. And he's accountable too. Like, he always gets back to a contest.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is strange. You know, he's just
Because
built into...
he's that fit.
yeah,
He
exactly.
punches the ball, spoils it. The ball hits the deck, and then he's the first player to get it
Get
and
it.
run
Yeah.
off. And you're
Yeah,
like, how
that's
the
a
hell
fair
do you
call.
do all of that at once?
Yes, yeah. Oh, he's a ripper. So, yeah, I reckon they don't have any pace to go with him in that forward line. So I reckon
that's another thing. They're a very slow team.
Yeah.
Which is
Frizzy.
surprising for an Essendon team in years gone by.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're used to
They don't have the juice.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's it. Need to get Bomber Thompson back.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that Jack Sinclair for me, 40 disposals. I reckon he's going to go bunta.
Margin? I mean,
I reckon we're doing them by the same amount that they did us by last year. So
75.
75. Yep.
Yeah,
same
I'm
as by
going
75.
40 plus.
yeah, I'll go 40 plus as well. I think it'll be similar to hopefully the North game where we just
Yeah.
kind of get the job done pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
No injuries, players come back from injury, get a run,
Yeah.
and then we move on.
Yeah, exactly. Bigger
One
and
week
better things
closer
on the
to
way.
Steely coming back
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. That is a big.
Well,
in.
they're floating him.
for Carlton. Oh no, for
Sydney.
Sydney.
For Sydney.
So he'll
they're
get a
floating.
week warm up and then play Carlton. That's good.
That is big.
That
Yeah.
bodes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Marshy, have you got a minute?
Oh, not this week, I
he's
reckon. Because,
past-
just because, my minute probably would have gone towards the social
Yeah,
and things
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. So I feel like, I don't know, it's been an action-packed potty. So
Yeah.
maybe stay tuned.
Stay tuned for it.
Yeah, the minute is everyone enjoy the rest of your public holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
get
exactly
out,
right.
enjoy
Queen's
it.
birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, this week is Spud's.
Yeah.
Spud's game.
Yes.
So we'll talk quickly about that. We've all aired on this show times that we've had where it's been tough mentally, and I think this is a really safe space for everyone here. So we talk about it nearly every week. Every second episode, we come in and make sure everyone's doing well.
Yep.
Marshy came in last week and gave us a nice little speech about how he's going and how he's getting through it. And if you didn't hear it, Marshy said he wasn't feeling 100%, which is very strange for him. So even if you're tipping below that, it's always healthy to talk. So you went and saw your GP.
Yep.
You got your mental health plan done, and as soon as you break that barrier of going in and actually just going to your doctor and saying it.
Oh, mate, you're dropping 5 kegs straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, we highly encourage it because, we're trying to steer away from everything that's gone on with the mental health issues over COVID, and especially what happened to Spud. And, we're really trying to set a good example now. So make sure you do get out, you do get help. Come together for Spud's game on Friday night. We're all going to be there.
Let's pack it out.
Let's
Yeah,
pack
let's
it
get
out.
50, get
yeah,
50 plus.
exactly. Let's
No
do it for
excuse.
Spud.
And really upset some Essendon fans along the way.
Please.
Oh, they are going to be sucking so hard. I want to see Essendon leave at halftime.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That'd
yeah.
be so good.
Na 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 na.
Yes. I haven't been able to do
Goodbye.
that for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Alrighty, well, Friday night at Marvel, 7:50 start, prime time footy. Get up for a big game.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can't wait, boys. Let's go.
Go Sainers.
Saints footy, Saints footy. As I shake my head, I really love my Saints footy, and I love the feeling. So does the family. Oh yeah, Saints footy. Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy.